Scouts, Scouters, families, and guests. This flame symbolizes the spirit of scouting. For 150 years, Scouts have done their best to do their duty and country, duty to others and duty to self. We will burn this candle throughout tonight's Court of Honor to remind us of our duty and in honor of the Scouts who have gone before us. Pastor Gene will now give the
We could bow our heads. Father God, we thank you for the opportunity to be able to be here tonight, that you sent your Son to show us how to do service and how to love one another, how to have honor, how to be truthful. And Lord, we thank you that these Scouts are carrying on these traditions of honor and integrity. And Father, just keep them safe, and Lord, let them know that you love them beyond all other things. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please rise for the presentation of the colors. Scouts and Scouters, attention. Color Guard, advance the colors. Color Guard, present the colors. Color Guard, post the colors. Scout oath. Oh, yeah. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God. Scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and country, to obey the Scout law. And help the people at all times, myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. A Scout is helpful, friendly, kind, obedient, lifting, clean, reverent. As an American, I will do my best to do my duty Please be seated. Guys. Color Guard dismissed. Fire breathers. Atomic Yetis. Frost Dragons.
Frosty takes flight.
Thunderbolts.
3, 2, 1. Zip, zap, zoom!
Good evening and welcome to our Court of Honor. My name is Maxwell Moulton, and I am your Master of Ceremonies for tonight. I'd like to introduce our guests and adult leaders. Guest Pastor Gene, Troop Committee Chair Josh Halpern, Chair Organization Representative Jim Hodges, Scoutmaster Tanya Wilcox, Assistant Scoutmaster Chris Brubaker, Assistant Scoutmaster Dave Gallup, Assistant Scoutmaster Kenny Gallup, Troop Secretary Tricia Brubaker, Troop Treasurer Fundraising Chair and new member Coordinator Dan Ruiz, Troop Committee Member Tina Hammer, Troop Committee Member Kyle Decker, Troop Advancement Chair Doug Swift. And now for some announcements. There's nothing there.
Thanks, Max. We do have this together, I promise. Okay, first of all, thank you all for coming tonight. Really appreciate everybody making it for this event. We have a lot of awards to hand out tonight, so we're hopefully going to speed through this. A couple of things that I would like to discuss is for our new members to our troop, which Tina will take care of here in just a moment. If you have not turned in the forms that were in the folder, if you could get those to me as soon as possible, just because it has contact information and we need to be able to get a hold of you. Outside of that, so I want to talk about my post earlier on our Facebook page. If you've seen it, great. If not, it's okay. Every fall we sell popcorn, okay? Except this last fall. We had popcorn to sell, it didn't get sold. And therefore, we were on the hook for that amount of popcorn that we didn't sell, and we had to pay for that out of our troop fund. So our troop fund took a huge hit back in January in regards to paying for that popcorn. There is popcorn in the gym for sale tonight. If you can spread the word saying we have popcorn available, that's great. But I will say that either way, we're going to eat this popcorn. Either financially, we're eating it because we lost that money. But if we could help sell it, we can try and recoup that side too. So that's where that's at. Moving on to the meat sticks. Now, every summer we do the farmer's market with meat stick sales. It's on a Saturday, starting in June. This year we're going to kind of do a different approach. We will be up there if we have people to sell it. If not, we won't be up there. On the backside of that is the fact that we're going to implement a plan starting this year where every scout will get 1 case of meat sticks. They can choose the variety of flavor. They can pick up to 6 flavors in that case. We are going to give you that case to sell to raise money for the troop. Now, with that being said, that money that you raised by selling the meat sticks will cover your renewal fee in the fall or winter or whenever you're due to renew. Does that make sense? So that will be, you raise the money for your scout to renew their membership to the troop, okay? More information of that will be coming out. You'll be able to have a form to choose what flavors you want to sell, and we'll move forward with that. Now, because of the popcorn, and we don't have any other money coming in at this time. There'll be a form coming out tonight, or a flyer, basically. It's called Emmington's 3rd of July Celebration. It's held on July 3rd, 2025. It's always held on July 3rd, no other date. The background of this event started in 1965 when 5 kids in Emmington wanted to put on a parade for their community. They went to their neighbors and told them they were going to do a parade and asked if they would watch. They went, so they went home, they decorated their bicycles, and then they went around the streets in Emmington. And basically, the rest is history. So this event has been going on since 1965, minus COVID year, and then another year they didn't have it. There was a couple years that they didn't have it. When this event was in full swing, it pulls about 500 to 700 people into this little town. I Googled the population of Emmington today, and it's 117 people, or give or take a couple. But for that little community to envelop 500 to 700 people is amazing. Emmington Troop 87, this would have been Ken Gallup's troop, had done the food stand there for many years as a great fundraiser for their troop. Since Troop 87 joined our troop, we are now going to take over said food stand. What this means for us is all hands on deck, scouts and parents alike. It's an all-day event for us. We start out at Kenny's farm at 9:30 in the morning, load everything up, we take it into the little town of Emmington, and we to the firehouse there, and we unload it, set up, and move on from there. What we serve is popcorn, tombstone pizza, hot dogs, we pop, and iced tea and water. And so we will be serving that for a time period. After we are done serving that, then we tear down, load everything back up, take it back out to Kenny's, but we don't unload that night because it's going to be late, okay? Unloading will come later, the next day. The parade still goes on. The interesting fact of this parade is it goes around twice. If you've never been to Emmington, it's a real small town, and to make the parade last longer, they go around twice. And so you get twice as much candy, and you get to see twice as many fire trucks and have so much fun. During the day, outside of the parade, there's a car show, there's a kiddie and adult tractor pull, there's a street dance, and then at the end of the night, or before the street dance, is the fireworks. They have a nice firework display. So there will be more information coming out on this. I am just sending this flyer home with you tonight, so you have a heads up that July 3rd, we're gonna need as many people as possible out there to help with this to make it a success for us, for our troop. If you have any questions, you can see me or Kenny. Kenny, did I forget anything?
The only other thing I would add, the twice around was done by those 5 kids. They went around twice.
Okay.
Tradition has carried on for, well,
A long time, yeah. Yeah.
We started in 1981. 1981, 1982 was practice, Centennial was 1983.
Okay.
And so it's been on and off since. It is a pretty good sized event. There is pretty decent money as long as it's changed right.
So that's the other thing of this, is how we're gonna make money on this is if our scouts know how to make change. No cards are taken, it's all cash. So you need to be sharpening up on your math skills to give back change, okay? So anything else?
I haven't thought of it yet.
Okay. All right, I think that's all I had for right now. So that's all my announcements. Thank you.
Okay, you may or may not have seen this email. I know you probably get a lot of emails from scouting that you know, kind of get overwhelmed. I know council sends out emails, the district sends out emails, our troop sends out emails, national, so it kind of overwhelms you sometime. But in case you haven't heard, as of February the 8th of this year, the Boy Scouts of America is now known as Scouting America. Nothing else has changed. We still have the same program that we had before. You don't have to buy a new uniform for your scout or anything like that. They do have now at the Scout Shop in Peoria, they have a strip. Should you choose to, you don't have to, but should you choose to buy one, it says Scouting America and goes across the pocket. So that's up to you. I don't know how much they cost, but I know they do have them over in Peoria. And on March 31st, the end of next month, the Bloomington Scout Shop will close. The council has decided they can't continue to keep that open. It's just too much of a drain on council's resources, so they will be closing that shop as of the end of business on March 31st. Peoria Scout Shop will still remain open, or you can buy scout items on scoutshop.org. I know some people tell me they buy them off of Amazon. Beware, Amazon does not always sell them at the same price. You can get them from the Scout Shop. I know recently I ordered some handbooks that come out every year that contain all the requirements required for every merit badge and rank requirements, and they update that yearly as changes are made. It was $7.99 from the scoutshop.org. It was $11.99 from Amazon. So if you're going to order from Amazon, check your prices. And tonight, we're going to be taking contributions for the Greater Los Angeles Council for their fire recovery. Those of you, watch the news, the wildfires that went through Los Angeles, ravaged. There was a lot of scouts and their families who lost their homes, their equipment. So we're going to take up a collection and we're going to send it to the Greater Los Angeles Council to help them recover. In the past, we did that for 9/11. We sent contributions to New York City's council for a lot of troops lost their stuff when the Twin Towers came down. We sent money to the New Orleans Council after Katrina. And we even helped with the recovery for the Scouts Australia when they were ravaged for 2 years. Wildfires ravaged through the country. So we have a history of helping our fellow Scouts. Just remember, Scout is helpful.
Tonight, we welcome new scouts into our troop. Will Ben Hammer, Tim Henson, and Andrew Oh.
Tim, Andrew, and Ben, can you come up, please? Okay, now, at Blue and Gold, I promised you something. What did I promise you? Handbooks and your Aerolite patch. So since I did not have that, I made sure to get you your Aerolite patch and a brand new handbook for you, okay? These will carry you completely through your Scout BSA career, through the troop. In the back, you will find where you log your camping hours, your service hours, your merit badges, everything goes in that one book, so treat it with care. Try not to rip the pages out.
Scoutmaster and SPL with our awards presentation.
Right there. Let's go. Would Pastor Jean come back up, please? A 115 years ago, on February 8th, 1910, the Boy Scouts of America was incorporated in Washington, D.C. In 1916, the Congress of the United States issued a charter to the Boy Scouts of America to provide a program of character development, citizenship training, and mental and physical fitness. The BSA, in turn, issues charters to approved community organizations to operate Scout units. These charters are reviewed and renewed on an annual basis. As Scoutmaster of Troop 76, and on behalf of the adult leaders of the troop, I pledge the First Baptist Church that we will continue to carry out the Scouting program according to Scouting America's guidelines and see that the program is a success. Yes, you may. Thank you. Yes, you may stand here. 'Cause, now we are doing Gregory. So, okay. So those that came to the fall camporee back in October, we had a small but mighty group. If you could come forward. We almost got carried away by those Asian beetles off the climbing tower as they attacked us as they were climbing. Here's our new plaque display for our table for Court of Honors. They got first place for the Climbing Tower Challenge, and they got second place, or the silver, gold and silver, for longboard run. So they did very, very well. Like I said, we were small but mighty. All right. So, okay. So Jacob Hammer. Orion. Jacob. Also, they're getting a medal as well. Orion. Gideon. Beckett. And Danny. And Danny. Our adult leaders that came, Ken, Dan, myself, and Doug. He's throwing stuff back here, just be careful. Dan?
Dan, just stay right there.
Yep.
Yep.
And can you hand that to Kenny, please, so he doesn't have to come up? And then Doug, there's yours, and
Ken
here's
and
mine.
Dan helped me with the Gimme Fire Station at the Fall Camporee, so for their help, I have a special miniature fire starting kit all the way from Alaska.
Oh, that's cool. Shiny. Ski trip. All right, ski trip. Oh, right there. So then we had a little break after Fall Camporee, but that led us into, we had some Saturday events and some Sunday events, but our next big trip was the ski trip in January. I will be happy to report we did not have any interaction with the ski patrol this year, which was a plus. So, would Orion, Flynn, Maverick, Will, come on up. Danny took out the same fence Maverick did. So I don't know what it is with that fence and come on up. I think I Dawson, Connor, and Henry. Oh, yeah, thank you. Zeke is not here. Adam is not here. Ken. Jacob Hammer, Jacob Lane, Phoenix, and Danny Brown. And I will be happy to report we did not come home with multiple gallons of gravy this year like we did last year. Woohoo! So you guys can go ahead and have a seat. And then Dave Gallup, Ken Gallup, Tina Hammer, and Dan also were on the ski trip. I'll let you do it. Tag, you're it. These are not here. All right, if Chris could come up, we are going to talk a little bit about our Klondike adventure. Well, oh yes, Michael's going to talk about it first.
So, during the Klondike, I know everybody who went had a lot of fun, including me. So I think one of the best things there was food, the activities. I know everybody loved the auctions, everybody who was there, especially the pickles. So, yeah, I loved it. Everybody else loved it. Probably one of my favorite events I went to, and thank you.
Okay. All right, so if Jacob Hammer, Will, Michael, Danny, Henry, I don't know why that's in there, Beckett, Maverick, and Tina. Well, yeah, okay. All right, Will. But don't go, just go stand in front. That's Tina. Maverick. Beckett. Henry. Danny. Michael. Jacob Hammer. Tina. Near Dangly. So real quick, they all got a really cool, so the theme was Dungeons and Dragons. And they really had a fun time. This Klondike was a little different than previous Klondikes. We could move at our own pace in a way. And it wasn't first, second, and third as to who won. It was based on points, and you got a number of points or tokens. Did they call them as tokens? Coins. Thank you. I'm not familiar with the game. They got a number of coins per their point base, and they were able to spend that at the auction that Michael mentioned. We had two that volunteered for helping with stations, and that was Tina, and so she's got a little dangly thing on her patch, and Maverick has a little dangly thing on his patch because they volunteered to help with stations, and Maverick was leading the dining hall with songs and fun stuff like that. So I'm going to turn it over to Chris now.
Okay, so you
There's a
guys,
microphone down there.
I can talk. I'll talk too loud. Can you hear me? You hear me back? Awesome. All right. So they had an auction, and I think these guys they outbid everybody the highest bid. And what did you bid? How much?
We did 4,000. I think the maximum we did was 8,000. We went all out on garlic.
On pickles. And so I wanted to make sure that everybody, I got a jar of pickles for everybody that's in here. So, yeah. Yep, got names on them, start passing them out. And not only that, but each of you, I got a special patch for each of you. Because I think you guys are pickle kings, so I got a special patch for each one of you. And get out of here. So,
Easy.
all right. I want to make sure that everybody can participate. So I got a couple big jars, so that way when we have our snack afterwards, everybody can have a pickle. So everybody can.
I'm going to, yeah, I forgot about that until I turned it over.
Make sure you get your jar, everybody
Okay.
She told me I had to be like 3 minutes or less, so. All right, Jacob Lane, here is, Jacob Hammer, Michael. Never. Did you get your pickles? Got everything? Go sit down.
Okay.
Here it is.
Did everybody get their patch, their Pickle King patch? Okay. All right. Also at Klondike, if you weren't aware, it was a little cold. It was very cold. So cold that we also earned our polar bear patch because it was so cold. So that is also in your baggie with your Klondike patch. So very good. Oh, Chris, this is yours. Where'd Chris go? Okay. All right. So we had another event that we went out to for an evening event, and it was called. So if you're not familiar with it, but Bloomington has a new hockey team, and it's called the Bloomington Bison. And so they had a scout night, Boy Scout night, and so we had a few people that went, and so these are the patches. So Bowden and Kyle, Orion and Dan, and then Will and Dave Gallup. There's Will's and Dave Gallup. Now, I will also say it was a good game. They won. Our row even won the Power Play free sandwich from Portillo's. Thank you. So yeah, we all got a free sandwich. And Dave wasn't with us physically. He was in the stands, and I get this message after our row won if he gets a free sandwich too. And my response was, I got you a patch, so there's your patch. So thank you. Is that everybody? I think. I did have one extra one, so I'll just put that one in the pocket. Okay. Ready? Yep. So then our next event was Scout Sunday, which was February 9th here at the church. And we had quite a few people that came for that. So Beckett, Michael, Caden, I'll do the adults later, Tyler, Maverick, Ben Hammer, Peyton, Remington's not here. Peyton is right here. Oops, good thing that's not a real candle. I just set the place on fire. Jacob Lane is not here. Robert, Jacob Hammer, Phoenix, Zeke is not here. And then Phoenix, Pastor Gene, and Doug. And then myself, Josh, who's not here, Trisha, Tina, and Chris. So we had a great turnout again for our Scout Sunday. And again, our representation to the church when we show up is just amazing. And they truly do enjoy having us here. I talked to a previous council member Sunday, and I said, thank you. And he said, oh, we love having you here. So, and Pastor Jean's made the comment, and Jim has also made the comment that we're well welcome here. So thank you, everybody, for coming for Scout Sunday. Did you think we were done yet? Not quite. So we had a couple days throughout the fall where we were able to have service hours, and that was for scouting for food, e-recycling, and the Veterans Luncheon. All of those, we had a pretty decent turnout for each one, and things happen that you can't be at all of them, and we understand that, but when you can get there, you get there, and that's important. So Orion, Phoenix. Oh, I did, scouting for, oh, okay. Orion was there for scouting for food, e-recycling, Veterans Lunch. Phoenix was there for scouting for food, e-recycling, and Veterans Lunch. Jacob Hammer, scouting for food, e-recycling, Veterans Lunch. Jacob Lane, same thing, but he is not here. I had that back to you because it won't stay up here, please. Thank you. Shane Butler for Veterans Lunch. Dan for, okay. You could give it to Terry. Okay. Dan for scouting for food. Trisha for scouting for food. Tanya for scouting for food and Veterans Lunch. Chris, scouting for food and Veterans Lunch. Michael for scouting for food and Veterans Lunch. Caden, scouting for food and Veterans Lunch. And Connor, scouting for food and Veterans Lunch. Robert, scouting for food. Danny, Veterans Lunch. Flynn's not here, but Veterans Lunch. Maverick, Veterans Lunch. Beckett was there for e-recycling and Veterans Lunch. Peyton, e-recycling and Veterans Lunch. And Dawson, Veterans Lunch. So a lot of times we can't do like these events, the e-recycling, the Veterans Lunch, and scouting for food doesn't happen if we don't participate, and it makes it easier for them to continue to do those. So thank you all for being present at all of those events. Thank you. Okay. There was a merit badge for Maverick, and with his thing, I stuck it in my pocket for cooking. It stuck up with his other stuff. Somewhere in my pocket. Yeah, right there. That was stuck in with this thing. I don't know why. Okay. So I pulled it and put it in my pocket. Okay, would Will come forward, please? You didn't do anything. This is from Camp Wakanda a year ago. So, and I'm hoping you're going this year to Camp Wakanda again, so thank you. All right. So, merit badge ceremony. When Baden-Powell was putting together his ideas for scouting, he was aware of the boys' needs to achieve. He filled this need by creating a structure of advancement ranks and badges of honor, as Doug demonstrates and models. While the badges of honor are no longer available, we still use a similar system with merit badges to encourage achievement in scouting programs around the world. The merit badge is an invitation to explore an exciting subject. The scout works with a merit badge counselor at camp, merit badge days, or with a buddy to earn the merit badge of his choice. With over 135 different badges to choose from, some may encourage the scout to increase his skills in subjects he already likes, while others challenge him to learn about new areas of knowledge. Many of the merit badges are designed to help the scout increase his ability to be of service to others, to take part in outdoor adventures, to better understand the environment, and to play a valuable role in his family and community. Earning a merit badge can even lead him to a lifelong hobby or set him on the path of a rewarding career. New merit badges are added from time to time, and older ones are updated or retired. One's not here. I've got too many piles up here. Okay. So, so tonight we are going to honor Orion for completing his merit badges in citizenship in the world, citizenship in the nation, personal fitness, family life, communication, and citizenship in society, which all of these are Eagle required. Very good. Congratulations. We would like to honor Michael Brubaker in completion of citizenship in the world and personal fitness. Again, both of those are Eagle. Congratulations. We would like to recognize Bowden Decker for archery, completing archery. And Zeke's not here. And then Maverick Wilcox, we'd like to honor him or recognize him for completing his cooking merit badge, which is also Eagle required. Just real quick, we have a couple scouts not here tonight, but Zeke completed insect study, fish and wildlife management, and then Flynn had completed chemistry and geology, and Jacob Lane had completed archery as well. So those are all patches that they received.
Will Diaz and your parent please come forward?
Man, you're just throwing everything tonight.
This is what the Scout badge looks like. Baden Powell chose the fleur-de-lis for the Scout badge because it was used as the North Point on Old Mariner compasses. Like a compass, it points your true way along the scouting trail. The Scout rank is just the first step on this journey. It will guide you through the following ranks of tenderfoot, second class, first class, star, and life on your way to Eagle. Follow it and live by the Scout oath and law.
You're next.
Will, you have successfully completed the Scout rank requirements. This is what your badge looks like. Baden Powell chose the fleur-de-lis for the Scout badge because it was used as a North Point on older Mariner compasses. And like a compass, it points your true way along with scouting trail. The Scout rank is just the first step on this journey. It will guide you through the following ranks of tenderfoot, second class, first class, star, and life on your way to Eagle. Follow it and live by the Scout law and oath.
Parents, I'm giving this to you to present to your son. And then Will, I'm giving this to you to present to your mom.
Will Tenderfoot Scout Tyler Beebe and his parents please come forward?
Go ahead.
The second class badge consists of a scroll and a knot. The scroll with the Scout motto is turned up at the ends. It is a hint that a Scout smiles as he does his duty. Smiles, my bad. The knot at the bottom of the scroll is a reminder to do a good turn daily.
When the Native American boy prepared for manhood, he was required to go through a stern ordeal testing with worthiness and his fitness for a place among the braves of the tribe. If he passed through the ordeal successfully, he appeared before the chief at the council fire to receive the eagle feather of the brave. As the chief placed in his hands the weapons of his rank, he pledged the new brave to an oath. He bound the brave in honor never to use his weapons in any way that would bring discredit to the tribe or himself. Just as the Native American youth went through his ordeal to prove himself, So Tyler has fulfilled the second-class rank requirements and proved that he can care for himself in the outdoors. Just as the Native American youth pledged himself to his tribe, so should you pledge yourself to scouting and maintain the scout oath and law. I give you the second class patch? No, sorry. I give it to you to give them in. Congratulations. All right.
Okay,
Oh,
now, will Michael Brubaker and his parent come forward? The heart shape of the Life Scout badge is symbolic of life and courage.
Michael, you have traveled far on the trail to Eagle. The troop is proud of your effort, of the effort you have put forth and your accomplishments in scouting. For you as a Life Scout, now the Scout oath and the Scout will mean more than ever before. The spirit of helpfulness and alertness of mind and the mastery of those Scouts' skills and be prepared really mean something. These are the inner qualities of the Scout who wears the Life Scout badge. You are now one step away from the Eagle Scout rank, but it is a large step to take to join the ranks of the few, a step that will test your endurance and resolve to become an Eagle Scout. The troop hopes to see you reach this goal. Okay. I think so.
Max, you're up.
You're up, Max. Oh.
Scoutmaster Minute.
Well, I don't really have a Scoutmaster minute. First of all, I would really like to thank again all the parents for your continued support with the Scouts. They can't do this without you, and we can't do it without you. So, just if you ever have any questions, please reach out to myself, any of the leaders, any of the committee members, and we will steer you in some direction. Might be lost, I don't know. Tina and I are always up for an adventure, and Chris tags along, Dan tags along, and then we have Kenny and Dave and Doug that drag along with us sometimes. So it's always a fun time. But yes, we really need your support to continue with this program. So thank you.
Scouts and Scouters, attention. Color Guard, advance. Color Guard, prepare to retire the colors. Color Guard, retire the colors. This concludes our court of honor, thank you for coming tonight. Our guests and parents have head of the line privileges for refreshments.